Welcome to the Stars in the Making with the mission to inspire and frame the future. The star is Jessica Martinez, the author of the bestseller, How to Bless Your Hair. This work reflects her commitment to wellness, self-care, and empowering others to strive for their dreams. The founder emphasizes no matter how big your hair and dreams are, most importantly is embracing your uniqueness and accepting yourself as you are. She's also the founder and CEO of the brand Somebody's Auntie. Born and raised in New York with a degree in criminal justice from Boston University, Jess came from a challenging background. Today, she's making an impact in a non-profit organizations, dedicating her career to empower underserved communities. She's the viral sensation who sparked the wave of admiration of her natural hair, getting nearly 50 million views and counting, appearing in different articles and more. Please help me welcome the founder of Somebody's Auntie and the bestseller, How to Bless Your Hair. Please welcome. Hi. Hi, Jess. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yes.
Welcome to the Stars in the Making.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Oh my, I was looking up your story. You have such an amazing story, very inspiring. And I hope, this will be inspiring for anybody out there, So please introduce yourself and let's get to it.
Thank you. Yeah. So my name is Jessica Martinez. I am from New York State, and I'm the CEO and founder of Somebody's Auntie LLC. Many people know me as Jess the Blessed on social media because of all of this lovely hair that I have. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here today.
Awesome. You just talk about your hair. I came upon your video from your hair video. Got like 40 or 50 plus million views. And I was looking into it.
Yeah.
And I was digging a little bit more. And I was like, wow, she's an author and she's also an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So we want to know a little bit more about you. So you say you grew up in New York?
Yes, so I grew up in New York. I did live in Ohio for 2 years in elementary school. That was short-lived. And then I came back to New York. I ended up getting my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And so that was fun. I definitely have always gone down the journey of service. So I've always worked in the service industry. I still work in the service industry to this day. And so that's kind of my passion is at-risk youth. That's always been like where my heart is. And after I graduated from college, I had this entrepreneurial kind of spirit just kind of be birthed. And I was just praying and asking God, like, what do you want me to do? What is a good idea? And that is when I got Somebody's Auntie LLC. Oh. So I tried some other things like, the group stuff.
Yeah. You definitely do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, but how you cope from a corporate, world with your brand? How you put everything together, quote unquote, the 9 to 5?
Yeah. So knowing that I work a 9 to 5, knowing that I'm a very creative person, I feel like entrepreneurship for me is where my creativity lies. So it's more so like a release from the stressful, traumatic things that you hear and you do at work. So my first job out of university was at a domestic violence shelter. And so I coped with that by just going to the gym after work, right? And so then I am now working with individuals who are facing incarceration, pretrial services. And so the entrepreneurship for me is almost kind of like how I keep myself grounded, right? And so knowing that I'm super busy, I set my business up with that in mind. So I actually do print on demand. So I'm not going home and printing, packing, and shipping any orders. It is all automated. And so all I have to do is focus on the design, upload it to the site, and then I have pretty much paid a third party to make sure that the business runs smoothly so that I have time to do all the other things that I want to do.
Let's go back to your hair. How do you started promoting your hair, like the step, how this idea came from?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be completely honest and transparent. I have been running from making hair content for years. my family, friends, peers have always encouraged me. They said, oh, you should make hair content. You should make hair content. And I said, no, like, I don't really think that that's my thing. And I didn't want to make hair content. Then I was really walking with building my relationship with God, and in my prayer time, in my two-way journaling, and as I was really just sitting in that, the quiet place and deep thinking and whatnot, I really felt like I was led to make content. And so I specifically had heard Holy Spirit say that my hair was a seed that I had sowed a long time ago, and it was harvest season. And I'm like, what does that mean? It sounds like a parable, but I'm like, okay, let me just be obedient. Let me just try out this hair thing. Let me just start making content. And it was about 3 months. I started making content, was consistent for 3 months, and then had that viral video in that moment. So it really was one of those things where what's yours is yours, and it doesn't matter if you run from it, right? It's going to catch up to you. And so now I also have another way to connect with people and to share. I wear my natural hair everywhere I go, whether I'm in a courtroom, I'm at my corporate job, I'm walking down the cafe, it doesn't matter where I am. This is me, right? And so I think that that's very important for people to understand that, like, if you want to wear your hair a certain way, just wear it. It's how it naturally grows out of my hair. Yeah. And so I try to embrace it.
Beautiful. And you talk about your hair. I was reading a little bit about the ebook online.
Yes.
And you have particular steps into how to take care of your hair.
Yeah.
Is any quick steps that you can advise, you can tell out there?
Yes. So my ebook is called How to Bless Your Hair. And what I wanted the book to be really focused on in the beginning is to really start with mindset. Because what I've noticed is that there are a lot of people who give advice on the internet about how you should wear your hair. And I'm not a trichologist. I didn't study any sort of, I don't have any certification in anything like that. But what I do know is where it started for me was with my mindset. And so I just think it's important for individuals to understand that if you talk to your hair differently, if you think about your hair differently, if you're mindful with the way that you touch it, if you're mindful with the way that you speak about it, then you're going to start to rethink how you perceive your hair. I think some people think of it as a chore, and it's not a chore. It's really not. Some people just were like, oh, I don't have time for my hair. And so not having time is a very natural thing. As you grow, as you get busy, as you start your families, as your career changes, we all are spread thin with our time. And so we have to choose what we're going to give up. And I think for a lot of individuals, they give up on their hair. And I'm not willing to give that up. I would rather sacrifice a different thing in my day-to-day work schedule or in my week than my hair.
I think I'm going to come back to that point.
Sure.
But looking up again to your website, I really love Somebody's Auntie. What is the story behind Somebody's Auntie?
For sure.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Somebody's Auntie LLC, a lot of times people are like, somebody's auntie who? You must really love your auntie. So I actually am an auntie. I'm a great aunt. Okay, so I'm an auntie of 9 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
I first became an aunt when I was in elementary school because I'm the youngest of 7 kids. So when I was really young, my oldest brother was in his 20s and he had a child. So over the years, I've seen how aunties are treated, and I just feel like aunties are so impactful and influential to the communities that they serve and their families, but I don't see them getting the recognition that I believe that they deserve. I feel like aunties have been the ends of like jokes and whatnot, but I'm like, no, when you need something, who are you calling? When your parents, you need someone to pick you up, right? It's like you're gonna call your aunt or that aunt figure. And the other thing about it is that when it comes to if someone is, let's say, passes away, there's a medical emergency, incarceration, or anything like that, a lot of times aunts are the ones who take in other people's children and raise them. And so they really need respect, and I just feel like there's a gap in the market. So I was like, let me see if I can just uplift the auntie community.
And I was reading up the comments on your viral video. And it's like, oh my God, it's just impossible to go through all that. But there is people talking about in different countries, like how do you have a plan to translate the book or to have the hard copy and things like that?
Oh, wow.
So do you have any idea? Because I really wanted the hard copy as well. We're talking to Shams. It's like, you know, we should have the hard copy to give away on the podcast.
Oh, wow. Well, I can definitely give some people the electronic copy of the ebook. Totally fine with that. So I can't believe you saw that. Yeah. So I have had a couple people reach out and say, can this be translated? Because in their community overseas, there is a lack of, I want to just say respect for the natural hair. Okay. And some people are being conditioned at a very young age to not love their hair. And so now they're using other means, whether that's chemicals or just wigs, and that's their life. They don't feel comfortable or confident to just wear their hair out. And so again, I did not grow all this hair overnight, right? And so this is over 10 years in the making of my hair and my journey with my hair. So it's okay to start wherever you are. So I definitely am getting together a hard copy for people and some translations, because I do want people to experience the ebook wherever they are, whatever language they need it.
Yeah. You said something very important. For those people that they feel somehow not comfortable with their own natural hair, what is one advice that you wanted to give to them? Because this is really, really deep. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say a piece of advice that I would give someone who is not comfortable with their natural hair. Think about what it means for you to say, it's a special occasion. Let's say it's your birthday, graduation, or something like that. And for that special occasion, you're going to straighten your hair so that you feel good. What does that actually mean? And what message is that? Because for me, I don't want to straighten my hair on a special occasion. I want to make sure that on a special occasion, I'm doing wash and go curls and they're going to be juicy and bouncy and whatnot. And so I would say, do not let other people force you into wearing your hair a certain way. When I was younger, the reason I stopped wearing my hair, perming it and straightening it, is because I was tired of getting burned by the flat iron. I was tired of going to the salon and the ladies putting 2 boxes of relaxer in my hair. I was embarrassed. And so with that being said, you have to stand up for yourself and you have to go on it's a hard journey. I'm not going to pretend like it's not a hard journey, but if you just find a community of people, really, really, really sit down and say, you know what, I'm going to give this a try, give it your best, and work through the trial and error, and really, 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 really focus again on mindset. Mindset is the first step.
And I want to go back to your journey again, how you cope, like your business and, your corporate career. What are the pros and cons that you would find you found into this? Because I think there is too many people out there that, they don't talk so much about the difficulties that goes with everything. Like, a young woman in New York, an entrepreneur. So talk to us a little bit more.
So obviously I had mentioned that I come from the social work industry, service-based industry. And so there is a huge language barrier when you step into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not easy. And so for me, one of the barriers that I faced was just financial literacy around the budgeting and the quarterly goals, and just making sure that I had to learn how to use QuickBooks. I had to, for somebody's auntie, I had to get it trademarked, right? And so now you need an attorney for that, and there's attorney fees, and there's all these different things. And so that can be very challenging when you're not coming from the business space, but also when you are in the social work space and you help people for free, right? Like, it's like, oh, hey, someone's saying I want to help you. It usually doesn't cost money to help anyone. Now, when someone says, hey, I want to help you.
Can you go back again? So you help people for free. I think people need to listen to that. That's very important. Say it again.
Well, so help is normally, doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Help is normally something, and this is just how I grew up thinking of help and how people have helped me and how I've helped others, is that it's not transactional. And so stepping into the entrepreneur space, that was a rude awakening for me, because when people said they wanted to help me, it came with a 4-figure number. And I said, wow. Right? So those are the things. But pro is that you do have a, corporate job, and hopefully, you can afford to, it's bootstrapping. You funnel the money in to your business, and I do e-commerce, right? So I don't have a brick and mortar, so that is, it's cost effective.
Yeah.
But it is challenging. Yeah.
It is. That's true. And you work a lot with brands. I went through, videos. I see, you do a lot of collabs and stuff like that. Is that really hard? Because, there's a lot of content creators that I think, they complain like it's really hard to get, collabs and things like that. How do you go about it?
Yeah, I think...
Like, do you reach out or they come to you?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So for me, I am always going to be impact over opportunity. And I always stress that. I am not out here just, hungry for a collaboration, but
That's
also
true.
Because I'm blessed with everything I need. I have a job, I have a very stable, income. And so now I get to be choosy about what jobs I take, right? And so that's another pro, right? For some people it might be a con, because if you leave your 9-to-5, if you jump into that entrepreneurship, now you really need that income. And so you have to be, a little bit more aggressive with finding opportunities.
Right.
And so because I've had a little bit of a negative experience with putting my content on social media, so that video you saw was then, just all these fake ads all across the internet.
Everything comes.
Yes, it was like Pinterest fake ads. I was in fake ads with Oprah AI and fake ads with Michelle Obama AI and like all this stuff.
Oh, Lord.
And the ads were being translated all these different languages, and people were making all this money and trying to track them down and hiring an attorney to try to sue, but you can't sue someone you can't find. And it was like this whole thing. And now I feel like I'm being harassed on the internet. And so, with that being said, I also know the value of my content, right? And so all of these things are lessons, right? And so when it comes to, I'm a very big advocate for not working for free. I don't like to, because free work for free is also not good, right? It's a difference when you want to help somebody, and then there's a difference between like you giving a job, right? So that's important. And so with that being said, when it comes to collaborating with small businesses, I understand they might have a small budget, because I have a small business, right? And so I do want to work with small businesses, but I also know that I can't give people stuff in perpetuity, and like, because I'm learning these words and I understand like there's levels and there's a balance. It's like a dance. So, do I go out and look for opportunities? I think you get what you attract. Opportunities are going to come for you. Sometimes you might reach out, sometimes you don't, but it all depends on like what stage you're at with your business and where what you want, what you're looking for, and the type of companies you want to work with, because not all money is good money.
That's right.
We know that.
Yeah.
So
that's very important. So you don't just do collab with everybody, whoever comes to you.
Absolutely not.
You go with something that resonates with you.
Yeah, of course. You have to. You have to.
And as a content creator, how do you deal with, I think nowadays we have like all this mental health about social media, getting addicted to social media and things like that. And how do you control that?
So I'm not on social media all day long, no. But I will say, when I stepped into entrepreneurial space, it's hard to see social media the same way, because you see like there's like consumers, and then you also see like how much stuff on the internet is like not real.
Can be really unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's showing, lavish life and things like that. If you follow that, I mean, I think we have a lot of that. So.
Yeah, doom scrolling is a thing. So no, I don't spend too much time on the internet. I have my Instagram set up to, like a timer. I don't know if you've seen the feature where
Right.
it can tell you when you've hit your limit for the day. You can choose
Yes,
to
that's
get more time.
That's right. Mhm.
So I set that up on my phone as well. I honestly have too much to do to doom scroll. Maybe one day a month, you could do that, but I can't do that. I got a lot of things to do. But as far as like mental health goes, I'm a very big advocate for mental health treatment. I am in therapy. Therapy is really great. I think other people should try it. Finding a good therapist is like dating, right? And so it might take some time, but if you are struggling with your mental health, if you're anxious about social media and stuff, you might need to go on a cleanse, a detox, right? You know how
That's
the sugar is addictive, you got to
That's
cut it
correct.
out. So you might just need some additional support with that. So reach out to someone and see if you can get that support.
So let's talk more about your faith, because I saw your Instagram. There is like a little thing that you are,
Product of God's grace. Yes, I am.
Yes, let's
Yes,
talk
yes,
a little
yes.
bit more about it.
Yeah, so my Instagram handle used to be Just the Mess. So growing up when I was like a teenager and stuff,
Yeah.
all of my handles were Just the Mess, Just the Mess. And so during the pandemic is really when I had a moment where I really, really got quiet and I started to build my relationship with God. And God has taken me so much further than I ever thought I could go. And so I got a new name and it was Just the Blessed. And some people think that it's just cute, but I really am about it. I really be praying.
Right.
So a lot of times people know me for, I take prayer requests or miracle signs and wonders follow me everywhere. And which is great, which we
Amazing.
love.
Yeah.
But it's just such a natural thing for me. The biggest, I think, thing that's so important for me to say is that like I would not be doing any of this without my faith.
Faith.
Truly, I wouldn't be sitting here on this podcast. I wouldn't be making content because I genuinely did not want to even make hair content, which is how you found me and how a lot of people found me. And,
Exactly.
Right? And so I really, 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 really am so proud of myself. And one of the things God has taught me is to like think higher of myself. Growing up, we grew up very much in like working poor. And so my mom worked all these like hours and hours and hours and hours and struggled to like just pay the bills, right? So with that being said, I did not see a very grand life for myself. I truly didn't. And so for me to be where I am at today is just a miracle and a blessing on itself. And that's why I'm always so like, I'm blessed. Like I don't need anything else because I've been given so much more than I ever had dreamed of.
Wow. This is really amazing.
Thank you.
Jess, I love all of this. This is such an amazing podcast, an amazing episode, and I hope that this helps people out there,
Yeah.
especially the youth. Do you have any other message to send to the youth out there, someone who is struggling,
Okay, yeah, I would just say to dream bigger. Like if anything, just dream bigger. I think I got advice when I was younger. Everyone would say, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? And I would just think, what if someone at 17, 16, when I was a teen, asked me, what do you think your purpose is? If I would have rethought about that question, because I just feel like passion dies out and you can always find passion and purpose. And so I would just say, shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars. Wow.
Yes.
This is really amazing. Wow, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being in the Stars in the Making. Coming all the way to New York to see you. You were amazing.
Thank you.
In person, and it's just beautiful. We really love having you on the Stars in the Making, and this is an amazing content.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
All right, guys. We all said this is the founder, the author of How to Bless Your Hair, and is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, and somebody's auntie, Brand. So take a look and get it online. So I hope this was an amazing episode, and talk to you guys soon.
Bye.